welcome to Conquering Mount Scrapmore with Brenda. I'm Brenda, and today we're here. The viewer requested a block called Plaid. Now, this block uses a lot of low volumes to make its block together, and it's perfect one if you have lots of scrappy low volumes that you just want to put into a quilt and move them out of your scrap stash. So now, the other thing before we get into the block, because this block is simple, and we're going to want to talk to you about our shout out, Lisa from Lisa Capen Quilts. And I've been watching her for a long time, so she doesn't know the shout out is coming. So if you go over there, see what you like, you know, see what she's doing over there, and you like it, tell her that Brenda from Conquering Mount Scrapmore sent you. She doesn't know the shout out is coming. It's a big surprise. So the other thing is, her YouTube channel is going to be in our show notes below, along with our Facebook group that is growing rapidly. We're having lots of fun with fabric exchanges, showing pictures, asking questions. It's a very warm and welcoming group. There's, I don't know how many community chats are now part or linked to that group, and everybody's having fun. And we're also making use of the virtual sewing room that's open 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. And everybody in there that's in there sewing, they're meeting all sorts of wonderful quilters, and they're having a great time, and they're even becoming friends. Now, the other thing you're going to find in the show notes is our Zoom sew dates, hopefully from now until the end of December. If there's only one sew date there, it's because my husband and I haven't had time yet to sit down and write them all up, but we'll get there. we'll get it done. And we're just still trying to firm up some dates for holidays and when we can go camping with our grandkids. So that's why we're hesitating now on putting those dates in. The other thing that's going to be in the show notes, of course, is our cutting instructions, but it's just share, like, and subscribe. Your analytics, our analytics, if we get lots of comments on our video, it helps with our analytics. And if we know you're busy, if all you have time to do is put a heart in that comment, that helps. That helps us out so much. Share, like, subscribe. The other thing is we're still doing Zoom sew dates, or not Zoom sew dates, but we're also doing Zoom speaking engagements for guilds or groups of quilters. So, and I do those speaking engagements for free. I also don't have a trunk show with me, so I have lots of pictures of quilts that I've made over the years that I've given them away to friends and family and charities. So I don't have a great big trunk show to be packing around the country, but I will do them over Zoom for free. And if your quilt guild no longer has a Zoom account, we still have one. We can provide a link, as long as they have if they can manage the technical audio video stuff on their end, we can provide them with a Zoom link. So anyways, come on in, let's get to sewing this really simple, fun block. Okay, we're at the sewing machine. Some of you may notice that my sewing machine is different. This is my emergency machine. The 301A that I was sewing on down here is gone for a spa day. And she probably needs some packing of oil and grease inside that we don't do as part of our daily maintenance of oil drops. So we're hoping this works a little good. Hoping it works good. Now, this block, and this is a baby lock zest, right? So this is a lower end baby lock. So hopefully, you know, hopefully you can see what's happening, because we have a really hard time getting in to see the actual needle going up and down. Now, this block basically assembles as a 25 patch, right? Like when you do your webbing. Now, I'm going to give you some ideas. Now, the woman was talking about having lots of low volume scraps and not knowing what to do with them. This is a perfect block where she could mix up all her low volumes and just put them in where the beige fabric is. And then she only needs a little bit of color to unify the block, whether she pick all one color or she picks, you know, whatever. You could also just go with a unifying dark, like 4 little dark spots, right? Like 4 within the block, because these are only 1-inch squares, right? Now, that would also help unify your blocks, your individual blocks. So as you make a quilt, this, you know, could be, and then all of these colors could be random, or you could have blues running this ways and greens running that way. I mean, there's all sorts of things you can do with it, right? But basically this idea came from, she had lots of low volumes and she did not know what to do with them. Well, this was one of my ideas I wrote out a while ago. So I thought, well, this one would work. This one would tie together all sorts of things. So I hope she's watching it now. So we're basically, there are no hard parts, by the way. Now I have cut these squares 4 inches and these 1 inch by 4 inches. Now your pattern below will say 4 1/4 and 1 inch by 4 1/4, right? Because you're going to be I'm going to try and make this for 12.5 inch block, right? So that's why you need that extra 1/4 inch. But this is kind of like, you know, how you sew in your just an inch and everything lines up the same way it was. Well, this is the same kind of thing. And lots of people too, they have little scraps and they don't know quite what to do with them. So you put it in with just a little 1/4 inch seam. And this one sounds different again. And you're just picking it up like you would any other normal webbing. And webbing is a great one for helping you to put blocks together. Okay, so I'm just lining it up and running it through just that first row. And you do it just like you would read a book, you know, like that kind of motion, right? So it keeps you in line as to what you need to do next, right? And you have skinny little bits of color. Now on my Baby Lock Zest, I don't have a 1/4 inch foot for it, so I have used masking tape as my 1/4 inch guide. And so far it's been working out really well. But, here we go, line it up. But we won't know until we actually get this sewn how much that 1/4 inch is, whether it's a good 1/4 inch or not. Yeah. Okay. So there we go. There's our first 2 rows put together. So now the next one is going to go just like this. There's no hard part on this block, right? Except maybe webbing them together. And if you were going to make a quilt, right, whether it be all little bits and scraps, or the hardest part is like getting them to all go the way you need them to go, because you want them to fold in on the dark. You want to be pressing to the dark. Okay, here we go. Yeah, we get that out. Okay, and we get this. Yeah, so we had, we took it to the spa because we figured, well, we haven't sewn on her for 3 years, and it was kind of worried that, you know, she had dried out, her grease had dried out inside the 301A. Singer 301A that I had down here, because she had been here for 3 years and nobody touched her. Nobody sewed with her, right? So it was kind of like, I bet you she dried out. Maybe it'll change the sound. This one sounds different too. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I miss her already. And we only took her. There's a really good shop here that we take my stuff for repairs, and the guy knows his vintage machines really well. So, there, and he's called Eli on Prince, and I will put his address. So if you're in the Tucson area, you know, go check him out too. Okay. Ugh. Yeah, but I haven't been having fun checking out the quilt stores. It's been lots of fun. Okay, so now we lay this down, and we're going to put the next row of color on. Like I say, you can play with this one, have lots of fun with it. You know, you can put all sorts of different colors in, and just you know, go to town with whatever you wanted to do, you know, so. There. Oops. Okay, I get the little squares. This one is a little fiddly because of the tininess of the squares, but I'll show you the back when we're done because you'll be quite surprised how this all works. Open it up. Oops. Now it goes back there. More than one thing comes. And you can change the size. If you don't like working with 1-inch strips, you can change the size to 1.5 or 1 1/4. I mean, I just have to give you the idea, and then you play with it and you make it your own. And that I've done my job, right? Because you're now being creative and looking at blocks a little differently. I'm hoping. I'm hoping. Okay. And just one more piece. Okay. Okay. Now the other thing about this block, if you decided you were going to go with 4-inch squares and 1-inch squares, they're not going to quite, they're going to be a little shy of 12 inches. I'm just going to press this to the dark so it'll press out nice. Just give it a quick finger press. Yeah, I'm going to finger press this too. Oops, no. You want to go this way. Okay. Yeah. Once you, you know, it's all to the dark, then you don't worry about show through or anything else. So this goes like this. There we go. Yeah, I have to, I'm seeing my friend this coming week, and she's going to show me how she made these. I'm going to ask her if I can show her method, because I think her method makes a good deal more sense than the method I was trying. I have got one sewn wrong in here, so I'm just going to quickly take this apart just like so. Okay. Do you see what I did? I sewed it on backwards. So now I'm just going to flip it around, sew it the right way. Okay. Sew in this. Plug. Okay, now we're going to sew in all the way, all there. Get the plug through. And okay, and I'm just going to lift my needle, take like the last 1/2 inch of the square. There we go. There. Now it's sewed on correctly, and I can put in the next piece. Here. That's the beauty about webbing. If you see you've done something wrong, you can correct it, right, very quickly. You don't have to wait until, you know, it's all sewn together and then try to, you know, undo a bunch of things. There. And there we go. One more. One more little piece of color, and then the last square. Okay. Yeah, this one would be fun with lots of different low volumes. Because low volumes, you could go from lighter to darker low volumes. That would be fun. Okay. Now our entire block now has been webbed together in one direction, right? I'm just going to move this out of the way. Okay, so now we're going to make sure it's all going to fold to the dark. There. You press to the dark on these longer strips. There we go. Okay, so now we have to do this way, right? So we're going to do this way. We're just going to flip this over, And all of this should line up really well. Okay. Let me get in there so I can see what I'm doing. There. Now I'm going to open this up. So what I want is I want to have the darkest bits go out, right where the medium ones are going in, because that way I'll get a nice sharp nest in that little square. Okay, again, here, there we are. Okay, there. Okay, that goes out. Stay out, don't flip. Okay, there. Here. There we go. So now we're going to press so that the dark, right, press to the dark. Again, I'll show you the back when it's all finished. Here we go. Now you could change this up. Let's see. The idea of this, you could change this up quite a bit. You could do like a 2-inch strip or 1.5-inch strip. You could use 5-inch squares. You know, it's such a simple block. It's an basically what this is, an uneven 25 patch. And you can create some rather cool designs. I would myself would put sashing in between, so I wouldn't have to worry about trying to make all these, you know, you could put piece sashing in between too, and that would also help you line up to the next block. Okay. There we go. And you match up your bottom. Yeah. If you have 5-inch squares that you need to move out of your stash too, this would also be a good one. Just make your strips 5 inches long. Decide what your center bits are going to be. Okay. And there we go. And the last there, that goes like that. Yeah, this is one of these blocks that's kind of open to interpretation. But it's fun. It'll work. There, I chose 1 inch because that's what I had of this medium brown. And I thought, okay, I got 1 inch strips of medium brown. I'm going to use them up. Here we go. Get that. And And now, okay, we're just going to finger press that one so it presses to the dark. There we go. My friend asked me the other day if I ever go to manicures for a manicure. I was like, no, why would I? I wear my nails off by working with fabric all the time, so. Okay, it's our last row. Gee, the hardest part about this block might be just laying it out. There. Okay, there we go. Okay. No, it's going the right way. Wait a minute, how come it's not nesting? It's not nesting. Let's just put the needle up with the needle is down, but you put the foot up, then you make it nest, and you put the foot back down. There you go. And now it's nested. Okay. I'm going to give you a quick peek at the back. Okay, so we can see what's going on here. Now, I'm just going to quickly finger press this so that the fabric will all lie the right way when we take it to the ironing board. Okay, so now my 1/4 inch is off, right? Because this is a 1-inch strip. So there is a 1-inch strip here, and I sewed a 1/4 inch on either side. So the front should be a 1/2 inch, which is obviously it's not, it's larger. And then this should be, you know, like you shouldn't be able to see any brown right in between. But my 1/4 inch is off. However, is it going to measure 12.5 inches when I'm done? And if it is, I'm fine with that. I mean, I'm just, you know, I've just made a kind of an interesting looking block, right? But when you're nesting, here, let me show you this one. I'm hoping you can see the nesting on that one. The mediums go in towards each other and the browns go out. And then you get a really good nest. So let's get to our ta-da moment. Okay, so this is our block. It's all finished. Now you could change this plaid block around quite a bit. You just change the size or the width of the strips, match them up with the blocks, and then your little corners, whatever width you decide to choose, let's say you go with a 2-inch, then make sure the little corner is 2 inches square, right? It would just make a larger block. And maybe that's what you want to do. But I think this is a good way to use up a bunch of scrap neutrals that you have no idea what to do with. Or you could play with a bunch of little strings too. It'll be fine. But I hope you give this one a try. Anyways, until we meet again, I hope you have an absolutely grand week ahead and life is really treating you good. Okay, you take care. All right, bye. My husband and I would love to thank you for watching our videos and being part of our Facebook group and coming to our Zoom meetings. It's been so much fun on this little adventure that we've been on YouTube. I just want to we are doing Zoom sew dates still coming up and those dates are going to be listed in the show notes of this video. For the next year, we're making that commitment to you, and we're having a lot of fun with those Zoom sew dates. So please, you know, feel free to come in. Even if you're not a quilter and you just want to come and do some crocheting or knitting or whatever, yeah, come on down. We're good. The other thing is I still am doing speaking engagements for the quilt gals just to help them out to get back on their feet. I am doing only Zoom meetings. And I have a PowerPoint presentation that talks about all the free patterns that we have put out and will be putting out to the world. So they're more than welcome to take any of my patterns and use them for their charity quilts, right? So that's kind of important that they know that we're there. So if you are part of a guild, let your programs person know that we're speaking for free over Zoom only. We're not doing any traveling or anything like that. The other thing that I want to let you know is that we do in our Facebook group, everybody's sharing pictures and having fun and asking questions, and it's a hoot. And we do still have the room feature in Facebook that we can go sew within. My admin person, Kathy, was able to set that up. It's no longer called Brenda's room, it's called Kathy's room, but we got a room. We do have a room working, so we're all happy with that. So if you get the opportunity to come join us on Facebook, that's great. We'd love to have you. So until we meet again, I hope you have you and your family have an absolutely amazing weeks ahead, okay? You take care. All right, bye.